Hi guys, it's me, just listening again, and I want to ask you a question before I start this video up. Have you ever gotten from your parents or your family or friends or whatever, why don't you date your own kind? And normally that could be said in the context of racial background or religious background. And I get it. I get the idea. You know, that your loved ones see you struggling with wanting to date another race or another religion, and there being some complications with it. Like, for example, if you were a black person, for example, and you want to date, let's say, Asian people, you might experience complications like different cultures, different languages, etc., etc., with different religions. But so that's why people encourage some people to date within their own race or religion. You know, for similar ideas, similar cultures, similar foods. You know, the other person can cook similar foods and whatnot. But for me, it takes on a whole different aspect, kind of a dark, negative aspect. You see, because not only am I a white boy, I'm a proud Italian, and unfortunately, I can't find my flag to go with that. So, yay for Italy! But also, I have physical disabilities. So when someone says to me, you know, and yes, I have gotten it, but in this phrasing, why don't you date your own kind? By someone that worked in that disability services in college once. It said, okay, what are you trying to get at? He said, why don't you look more toward people with other disabilities looking similar to yours? I said, okay, that's kind of like for you to say that. Because, it, to me, that kind of, number one, it may be innocent when she asked a question about that, but it kind of came off like saying, like, you know, you stick with other people with disabilities to keep your, put this your breeding potential with people with other disabilities. Like, it kind of came off as kind of like eugenics type of idea with not the Nazis in the 1940s. So it may have sounded innocent enough, but it came off like that. I mean, sure, I think that all women and people, especially those that are in wheelchairs or on crutches, whatnot, because it's just the struggles with moving around, with going around town, going to college, to do all the other things that normal people do. And I see them excelling at it. That likewise, whenever it's one of the gym, it's got a physical, aka a visible disability, I say to them, hi, how you doing? My name is Joe. Blah, 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 all that stuff. So yeah, I'm very friendly towards those with disabilities. But to say that I'm only supposed to go with the ones that are disabled is kind of wrong. I don't know if you guys can read on the same thing, but I can understand how that would work out because, let's say she's someone over there with crutches and she's a pretty girl and stuff like that, or not even pretty, but just a girl with crutches on or wheelchair. She might have similar experiences to me, and she might be single and stuff, but society would expect me to go out with her where I like to keep my options open for that. I mean, I will actually suggest someone you're cute, you're whatever else. You got nice size, you got this, that. You got pretty outfit on, you get this, get that. And, I even see it's the men too. I'm not into men per se, but I will say that men, you're handsome, you look like this actor or that actor, or you look like Mickey Rourke pre-op, or I like your hat, I like your shorts, I like your whatever else. Keep it to work at the gym, whatever. I even did try to romance this one girl in college with crutches on. With crutches built into a leg. That's blunt. It was built right into the bone. And it was funny because every time she would be with me, she would always shake it on purpose. And I just, no, Nina, don't do that. That's one of the few things that gross me out. But, but I don't like the idea about just thinking of my own kind. Because that seems kind of eerie. It kind of, it's kind of, I kind of read it as like saying only see your own kind. So like your breeding potential is only with the other disabled people. Like kind of like grouping off type of thing. It's somewhat different than say just go with, like if you're an Asian person, just date Asian people, or if you like Latina people, you're a Latina girl, and you only date Latino men, I should say. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of like strange in that regard. Or since I'm Catholic, it'd be like me saying I'm only gonna date Catholics, or I'm only gonna date Muslim people, or I'm only gonna date Buddhists or Hindus. I like to keep my options open for that. Now, I would like to meet somebody, whether she's disabled or not, and I would like to have fun with her and stuff. And we would have similar stories if she were disabled, and we would have similar experiences with equipment. Like, for example, we're thinking about doing a video on the cost of being disabled, because I had a power chair that was $20,000, and to me that's absolutely freaking insane. But to say that you should date your own kind of cuts deeper than my race or my religion or my ethnic background. It's kind of like saying you people with diseases, you stay over there, whereas the rest of us normal people without any problems whatsoever, we stay over here. We're nice and fine, and you can just stay here over there with your diseased comrades. You're the ones with abnormalities. the ones that are strange or unusual or like deformed or whatever, or don't function the same way that we do. You guys stay over there. Stay far away from us. That's what I got out of that. It can't. It really did hit me for a loop because she worked with disabled kids in college. That was actually kind of a low blow. If you will, she's supposed to be there to try to promote, matching and having fun with other people, diversity and that kind of thing. So, but hearing that from a woman that was supposed to be a counselor and all that, kind of fucked up. Yeah, if you ask me. That and the fact that the head of the disability program at Swinbrook at the time said to me that if they can't meet my needs, I'm gonna have to go elsewhere for my needs. Go to some other college. But I'll tell you one thing. Every time I got an award for that college, we'd invite her to see that. Just show her up. Just like, look what I did. You bitch. And yeah, every time I would invite her, she would come and greet me, and she would always bite her tongue because she knew that she wronged me. And this had come from a woman that was on top of the one that made the 108-year-old comment. And when she made that dating comment, she was kind of cautious because she knew that if she would it wrong, it would kind of be a negative type statement. And yet, that's what it was. It was ignorant. It was an ignorant statement, but I'd rather become her than say someone that was pompous and full of themselves. Okay, you know who. I'm not gonna say who that is, but I think you guys know who I'm talking about here. Anyway, I'm open to hear any comments about any type of stories you may have, horror stories about that type of thing, like were you rejected because you have a disability, were you ignored in school, or were you whatever sidelined because you have a disability, or if you ADD or something like that, and it's about disability, or were you going out with somebody and you proposed or something like that, and they said, no, my parents don't want me to marry fill in the blank here, because they want me to have children or normal kids or whatever. I've been through that. And by the way, that girl Nina I told you about just now, she had a boyfriend already, so yeah. So that was kind of a shame for me. And also I tried to romance Miss Shanghai. I'll put that link for you in the description below. That's what I had with that one. She was also disabled, and we had many discussions about our equipment, her AFOs, splint braces, whatever you can call them, footwear, to try to straighten up both of our ankles, and went kablooey because of a little faux pas I made, and she took it way too personally and blew up at me for it. Well, yeah, it wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. She should have told me, to give me a second chance. Or she should say something like, I don't want you to talk about that anymore. Or, give me a warning. Or something or other. So yeah, I'm very interested in talking about disabilities and stuff. I have a series that I call Disability Talks, in which I talk about certain things with disabilities that will be more or less like an outline from what I do for my book, The Psychology of the Disabled. So, yeah. Let me know if you guys have heard the phrase, you eat your own kind. because I do get the idea that, that if you date someone who's similar to you, whether it be religious background or cultural background or whatever, or racial background, you got smart ideas. They know how to cook certain foods, they would know how to talk in a certain language. They would know how to, they would know certain cultural things, hallmarks of games and all that stuff. And, but that's way too limiting, especially for, to say to a disabled person, whether it be man or woman or anything in between. Become an equal opportunist in that regard. So, yeah, let me know if you guys like this topic for videos and share some of your own stories. If you guys like what you hear and want to see more of my videos on this subject, you can always like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Excuse me. You can also contact me by my cell phone, comment or text me on my cell phone at 631-707-3707, or if you want, you can follow me on Twitter or X if you prefer it at PNelsonPro. Also, my email is jjviewingchannel@gmail.com. So, I see all you girls and guys who are in a mixed relationship, and I just seen some people who got married or are in a mixed relationship, meaning that someone's disabled and someone is not disabled. So, very good job for those people who see beyond the wheelchair, or crutches, or hearing aids, or whatever, what have you. Now, that being said, I was interested in growth with deaf. But the only thing is that she asked me if I could use sign language, and the thing is that my own disability got in the way of communicating with her disability, because look at my hands. Do these hands look like the type of hand that can do sign language reliably? I don't think so. And then that's what I cut off. Also, for the same matter, this is a guarantee. Whenever I'm going with somebody and we celebrate Christmas or birthday or something, the first gift that I will ever give to that woman will be a pair of steel-toed shoes, whether they be high heels or whether they be boots. And for those of you who question that, you should see me try Bench Square. And then you'll be able to figure it out for yourself. So, I salute you again. So, thought. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. Happy hunting. And, yeah, let me know. And also, I'll see you girls and guys in the next video. Sayonara, ciao ciao, auf Wiedersehen.